Hello dear students, good morning to all of you. As you all know that we have already started with chapter number 4 of your English literature, The Landlady by Roald Dahl. In the previous part, we have seen that Billy Weaver, a boy of 17 years old, raised back, which is a city in southwestern England. It was about 9 o'clock in the evening, and the weather was very cold and icy. So Billy asked the porter if he could get a hotel nearby, and the porter suggested him to go to the Bed and Dragon. So Billy took up his suitcase and started to walk quickly down the street. As he was walking through the street, he noticed tall identical houses on each side of the road. The front of the buildings of each houses were cramped and uneven, and due to the lack of care and negligence, it looked ramshackle, shabby, and dilapidated. So Billy started to walk a little further. Suddenly, he caught sight of a printed notice propped up against the glass. In it were written "Bent and Breakfast." He moved a little closer. He saw green caterans hung on either side of the window. He peeked through the glass and then he saw a bright fire burning in the fireplace. There were nice furniture in the room. He also saw that there was a sofa, an armchair, and a piano with three legs. So Billy thought that it would be a very comfortable place for him to stay. Now let's move to the further part of the story. So here it goes. After dithering in the cold for 2 or 3 minutes, Billy decided that he would take a look at the Bell and Dragon. Before making up his mind, as he turned to go, his eye was caught and held in the most peculiar manner by the small notice "Bed and Breakfast." It said "Bed and Breakfast, Bed and Breakfast." Each word was like a large black eye staring at him, holding him, compelling him, forcing him to stay. And before he knew, he was actually moving to the front door of the house. Climbing the steps and reaching for the bell, he pressed the bell. Means to say, before moving to bed and breakfast, Billy thought that he would at least go and see the Bell and Dragon too. But as he was about to turn and move, his eyes became strangely fixed on the printed notice "Bed and Breakfast." He felt as if the words were gazing at him and preventing him to move further. He also felt as if he was getting captivated by those appealing words "bed and breakfast." Without his own will, he was getting drawn to the front door of the house. He climbed the stairs and finally reached for the bell. After that, he rang the bell. In this paragraph, the writer begins building suspense as Billy Weaver cannot seem to walk away and rings the bell. Without thinking, he had not even removed his finger from the bell button. The door swung open and a woman popped out just like a jack in the box. It made him jump. She was about 45 or 50 years old. "Please come in," she said, giving him a warm, welcoming smile. Billy found himself automatically walking forward. The desire to follow after her was extraordinarily strong. So, here means to say, as soon as Billy pressed the doorbell, instantly a lady around 45 to 50 years old happily welcomed him inside the house. Billy entered the house as if he was being hypnotized. The compulsion, or more accurately, the desire to follow after the landlady, was extremely strong, and Billy did not have any choice here. The narrator uses the word Jack in the Box to emphasize the speed at which the landlady answers. The door I saw, notice in the window. He said I was wondering about a room. Billy said that he was actually looking for a room, and suddenly he caught sight of the printed notice kept against the window. It's already for you, my dear, she said. The language replied that room was all ready for him. This suspense grew more with the landlady's comment that the room was already ready for Billy. She had a round pink face and gentle blue eyes. Here, the narrator describes the appearance of the landlady, that she had round pink face and eyes which were blue and gentle. I knew you would come, the landlady said, that she knew that the Billy would surely come. And this sentence creates more suspense. She seemed terribly nice. Billy took off his hat and stepped over the threshold. So Billy took off his hat and sets his foot on the entrance door, as he found the landlady as extremely amicable. Just hang it there, she said. The landlady said Billy to hang his hat and coat in the hanger near the entrance door. There were no other hats, no coats, no umbrellas, and no walking sticks. Nothing, as Billy was about to put his hat and coat in the hanger near the entrance door. He noticed that there were no other hats or coats or umbrellas or any walking stick. It means that he was the only visitor over there. We have it all to ourselves. You see, it is not very often I have the pleasure of taking a visitor into my little nest, she said, smiling as she led the way upstairs. The landlady smilingly replied Billy that very rarely any visitor pay a visit to their residence, and then she started to walk upstairs to show Billy his room. The word little nest is an illusion, as it compares the landlady to an insect, maybe a wasp or a spider, awaiting her next victim. The old girl is slightly dotty, Billy thought. Although the landlady seemed perfectly nice on the surface, Billy thought that she was more than a little eccentric. Billy also assumed her to be fundamentally harmless. Although the landlady seemed perfectly nice on the surface, Billy thought that she was more than a little eccentric. Billy also assumed her to be fundamentally harmless. It is such a great pleasure when I open the door and I see someone standing there who is just exactly right. She paused and added, like you. Her blue eyes traveled slowly all the way down the length of Billy's body to his feet and then up again. The landlady said that she feels extremely elated whenever she finds any visitor, as hardly any visitor comes to her residence. She took a little pause and then added that she liked Billy and had a view of his from head to toe and up again. They climbed up to the third floor, and this is your room. I do hope you will like it. She took him into a small but charming front bedroom, switching on the light as she went in. So Billy and the lady climbed up to the third floor of the landlady's residence, and the landlady showed Billy a room and said that it was his. And she also said that she hoped Billy would definitely like it. After switching on the light, they went inside another room, which was small but very attractive. So that's all for today. I hope you have understood the lesson. We will be continuing the remaining part of the story in my next video. Okay?